Two introductions, obviously. Yeah, my name is Andrew Dodge. I'm main coordinator for the Tea Party Patriots, which is a national group. And I'm here to say, well, the Republicans look like they might do fairly well this time. That's a good thing. However, we all know what happens when the Republicans get in power. How many of you remember the contract from America? How long did that last before they screwed it up? 6 months? 8 months? 9? Maybe? So, you know, our work is just starting. And the problem we have is, for a large amount of people in the Tea Party movement, you've just been Republican shills. I know it's tempting. You want to be on a winning campaign. It's great to get involved. But if we're going to convince anybody else in this state that we're not the cranky wing of the Republican Party, which I don't think we are, you need to get out there November 3rd and start actually criticizing some of the people you got in, keeping their feet to the fire and making sure that the Republican Party doesn't think we're just free labor, very enthusiastic to get out every 2 years to get them elected again. And you've got to make it very clear to any of those getting in that if they screw up, we'll replace you in 2 years, or 4 years, or 6 years. Unlike generally what happens with politics, people have very short memories. I'm hoping that the Tea Party movement have memories like, if you will excuse the pun, elephants. Elephants never forget. Neither should the Tea Party movement. Now, we must survive past November the 3rd. The country depends on it. If we just go away because we're tired, because we're exhausted, or because we're happy, it's all going to return to the same problems we had before. We've seen this before. There have been big swing elections that helped Republicans. This time, let's make sure it's an actual swing Republican and we get conservatives who really act like conservatives. There are many politicians, even in this state, who actually aren't any different to what they used to be. They've just changed their rhetoric. See, they're politicians. They're really, really very good at telling you what you want to hear. That's what they do professionally. That's what they train to do. You've got to stop listening to them and start watching what they do. Move away from the smiles. Make sure you know what they do, what the companies they own, what they're up to. Because, you know, like anything else, they have a nice batting their eyelids, say nicey things to you, give you a good hug, and pat you on the bottom and make you go away until the next election. We've got to make sure that stops happening. Now, I hope it's a good night on November the 2nd. It's going to be a long night. One thing everybody needs to do, all of you probably have these now, and a lot of people across the state and across the country have constitutions, whether given out by the Tea Party Patriots, or the Maine Patriots, or the Cumberland County Tea Party, or the Maine Refounders. It's not just good to have one in my pocket. Read the damn thing. You know? Read it. Not only read it, but understand what it says. This is not an a la carte document. You can't pick and choose. You read the document and understand what it says and realize you got to accept all of it, not just some of it. So there may be things that result from this document you don't like. You know, like no one likes being told nasty things by people. You want to ban their free speech, or you want to ban some kind of behavior you don't like. This document doesn't give you provision to do that. Learn it, read it, understand it, and live it. Because if we don't live it by example, we can't get anybody else, much less the politicians, to do that. So you don't have to do it November 3rd, but sometime in November, sit down, read this document again, get a book that explains it, learn it, so you can tell anybody who comes up and says, oh, you're a constitutionalist, what does it mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? You need to know this like the back of your heart. Because I tell you what, in schools they aren't teaching this document, so you need to be better. You need to be better so you can go out there and evangelize about the Constitution everywhere you go. Now, I like to keep mine short. I hope you've enjoyed my speech. I look forward to seeing all of you at the next event, April 15th. And let's hope November 2nd is a good night. Thank you. Goodbye.